Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm your host, Unspeakable Gaming, and today we're going to take a look at the weather and tornado mod for Minecraft. This is going to be a really cool and absolutely amazing mod. I don't know why I was holding that sign, but this is going to be an incredible mod that is going to add awesome waves, awesome tornadoes, and a lot of weather-like things that we have on here, like on planet Earth. So it's going to basically, I guess you could bring Mother Nature into Minecraft. So I guess you could kind of call it the Mother Nature mod, basically. So first off, we're going to have tornadoes that will naturally spawn into your world, and I'm going to get into those till later. I wanted to show all those last because I think those are the coolest things, so I want to save the coolest things for last. First off, right here, you can kind of tell that there's waves. You can kind of look, you can't see it when you're looking out. Well, you can kind of see it, but when you look right here, you can tell that there's waves. You can clearly see that, obviously. And these are the waves, and you can actually ride these waves with surfboards. And also, there is some cool sound effects that have been added in. And also, leaves will fall off of trees and stuff. So, for example, if I were to fly over here to a tree real quick, and there's also more realistic water particles to like waterfalls and stuff like that. So, if we go ahead, I don't think yeah, you can see it right now. So, we have like little leaves falling off the trees. You can kind of see right here. Let me just look out into the distance. You can kind of see them coming in from other trees, so that's pretty cool. So basically, they've also added some really cool sound effects where you can hear the leaves falling off the trees and the high wind speeds when the tornadoes kick in, so you can clearly see these waves. Now there is a command to do the wave height. You can actually change the wave height. So right now what you're looking at is 2. So if we go up to something crazy like 100, and the command to change the wave height is right there, it's /wave height, and then you just enter a number. So if we wanted to do like, I don't know, 50, then it would make these ginormous tsunami waves. Sadly, they do not go and wash up into the land. They just kind of stay where the water is. So you can see these ginormous waves. They're just freaking huge, and that's only wave height 50. So let's try wave height, I don't know, 200. So, holy crap, that's a wave. Sadly, it does not wash up to land, so you can't make like tsunami waves, but you can have these ginormous waves. So let's go back into wave height like 20, I guess, and there's actually a surfboard that you can get. The image actually looks kind of like a boat. You can see it right here, but it is called a surfboard, and it doesn't look totally different. It's crafted with 3 oak wood planks and a stick. You can also find this majestic surfboard over here in the miscellaneous items, and it looks like a boat, but when you set it down, it is a surfboard. So let's go ahead and change our wave height back to 1, which is the normal. It's just a really small wave height. That's what it's like when you install the mod, so basically like barely even goes like over the block. So if we go ahead and set down our surfboard, it will look kind of weird. Come right back to your surfboard. It kind of looks weird. Like right now it looks green, and sometimes it will look like weird textures, like and then sometimes, I don't know, it will just change textures. So I'm assuming that the surfboard is kind of new. It won't even let me stand on the surfboard right now. Why is it not letting me? It's not letting me get on it. Huh. It let me get on it earlier. Okay, that's really odd and strange. It's not letting me get on the surfboard. It just kind of like takes off. Okay, but anyways, you can get on these surfboards and you can ride them through the waves. So if you had huge 50 waves, then you'd be riding up and down those waves with a surfboard. Sadly, I can't show you because for some reason it won't let me get on the surfboard, and it won't let me destroy it either. It's like indestructible. But like you said, they are kind of acting weird. They're all different colors and textures, and yeah, but I believe the surfboard, they just added it in. So it's kind of like the surfboard's kind of in beta, I guess you could say. So that's kind of odd. But yeah, so I'm going to show you some of the things that you can access in this mod. So if you go under the little lava bucket tab, you can go down, you can see you have a tornado sensor, you have a vector tree or tornado siren, you also have a tornado gun, worm gun, shockwave item, and a drill item. So we're going to look at all these awesome things that it will basically add into your Minecraft. So the tornado sensor and the tornado siren, these two will tell you when a tornado is coming, basically. So the siren will let out a very loud noise. Obviously you can't hear it right now because not because my Minecraft volume is down, obviously because there's no tornadoes in the area. And then the sensor senses the tornado, and the siren just kind of lets out the sound. So that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and show you the crafting recipes for that if you're interested. The sensor is crafted with 4 iron ingots, 4 pieces of redstone, and a gold ingot in the middle. The siren is crafted very similarly with 4 iron ingots instead of the 4 redstone. Just take out 2 of the redstone, and then you'll have yourself a tornado siren, which is pretty freaking cool. So that's the tornado siren, the tornado sensor. Tornado siren, by the way, is super freaking loud. So let's take a look at the vector tree. This thing is kind of weird, but then again kind of cool, I guess. So this thing is going to like build a tree for you. So you can set it down and it starts to build a tree, like as we look at it. Like normally if you take some bone meal or whatever and you build a tree, it's not going to do this. It's just the tree's just going to instantly pop up, but this actually builds it like block by block. You can see the blocks coming up, and oh my gosh, this tree's getting absolutely ginormous. When is it gonna stop? And for some reason, if you wanted the vector tree to get bigger, okay, I think it stopped. You can set another one right here and it would just keep building. So I think, wow, that is a ginormous and weird, odd looking shaped tree. I think if this tree was in real life, I think this thing would definitely fall over because all the weight's on one side. Math terms. We're learning math in Minecraft. That is absolutely correct. Okay, and this one's growing weird too, but yeah, that is the vector tree. Kind of weird. I don't think there's a crafting recipe for the vector tree. I don't really know. I think it's just like a creative thing that you can pull out of your creative inventory, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. We have the tornado gun, the worm gun, the shockwave item. Let's take a look at the shockwave item, the drill item, and the worm gun. Now the tornado stuff, I told you I would save it for last because I think it's the best. So if you're interested in tornado stuff, just wait for last. So the shockwave item is pretty cool. Some of these don't have like pictures, I guess you could say. They're just little strings. I don't know why that is, but I'm just gonna leave it at what it is. I think this mod is absolutely insane and it is worth reviewing, and not everything's perfect on it, but it is pretty cool. So shockwave item allows you to right click and it'll basically shockwave the stuff on the ground. So it has like a little field of what it will oops, that was what is it doing? Okay, maybe I have to be on the ground to do it. So it kind of shockwaves the item. It will even do it to water, so it could cause a little bit of a wave, I guess you could say. So if we did it right here, it could cause like a little bit of wave. That's pretty cool. Also, when you do it to dirt, it will corrode the dirt and turn it into dirt instead of grass, which is pretty freaking cool. I don't know, I just think it's really cool, and looks like we kind of destroyed the land a little bit and messed up this water by doing all those shockwaves. So that is the shockwave item. If you want to craft the shockwave item, there is a crafting recipe for these. It's crafted with 3 feathers. Wow, that's really easy just to get a shockwave item. Crafting recipes are really weird, don't judge me, but if for some reason you want them, then you can have them. And then next we're going to have, oh, that was a shockwave item, my bad. I was just doing it to the plants, I guess. And whoa, what is that? That's the drill item. Okay, my bad. Kind of already showed you what the drill item does. You kind of could have imagined, but yeah, whoopsie, I didn't mean to click that. So let's get rid of the shockwave item, and that was the drill item. So the drill item, what it's going to do, well, you just kind of already saw it, but the drill item, you can just right click and it will basically destroy all the blocks out, and it will throw them all the way over here. And then if you notice, they will all land right there, which is pretty cool. So if you wanted to go mine up the minerals or whatever, then you can do that. And you also notice that it takes all the blocks out of the ground, so you can go in here, you can mine up all the ores that you didn't see, and also it will throw out some of the ores. So if you want to go get the ores that are in this pile or whatever, then you could also do that. So it's pretty cool. Let's try it on grass, because obviously we just try it on sand, so it's gonna be a little different on grass. So if we go ahead and do that, then it'll fly the blocks. I love how far it throws them. That's just, oh, it's even throwing out water. That's pretty cool. Okay, I didn't know it actually throw out water too. Ooh, where did they land? I don't know where they landed. Okay, that's weird. But yeah, so it just kind of digs that out. Let's try this a few more times in different areas. Let's try it in the water. Let's see what it does if we were to do it in the water. So it would just throw out all the blocks. It even threw out the water blocks, and they would land over there, and they would form just a big kind of hill looking thing. And then we would have our little, ooh, I'm like Moses, I can depart the water. That is pretty cool. Okay, so then you could find all your minerals and ores and such. So that is the drill item. Pretty cool, extremely useful for drilling. Let me go ahead and show you the crafting recipe for the drill item. It is crafted with a whole bunch of sticks. Just leave 4 sticks out on the outside items, which is pretty cool. So next, let's take a look at the worm gun. Not too familiar with this. Sadly, it doesn't do much but these fireballs, which are really weird and really weird textures at the same time, and they kind of just fly around, and eventually they will land and they will cause fire. So it could be like a kind of forest fire type item, which is really weird, I guess. I don't know why you would want that if you wanted to like send fire over to your friend's house, which is very unusual. So that is the worm gun, which is really weird. Also crafted with 3 feathers, but in a diagonal pattern. So now let's take a look at the tornadoes. Okay, so we travel back across this because I needed this sign, which was right here, that shows the command to spawn in the tornadoes. But before I get into that sign, I want to show you all the tornado gun. It's basically just going to spawn in a tornado. So guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this tornado? So this command right here is going to spawn in a huge tornado, but I'm going to go way over here, and hopefully, because I don't want to destroy my sign, because I don't want it to, because I'm probably going to end up forgetting the command. But so if we go ahead and right click, it will slowly start to spawn in tornado, and if y'all hear that, holy crap, you can see it destroying all the blocks, all the different colors. You can see the vortex. Now it's going through water, picking up water, flying cows. It will pick up any type of mobs and fly basically everything in the area. The vortex and the clouds on this thing is absolutely ginormous. Let me go ahead and press F1 so you can get a better view. Let's go ahead and get up closer to this thing. You can see all the blocks that are being flying around. We have some horses that are being flying around. Sheep are getting sucked in, and yes, you will get sucked into this if you are in its way. So it looks like it's going to also destroy a path of wherever it goes. And by the way, I believe this is like a category 1 tornado. It's not even that big. We have some looks like a village and stuff over here that we're going through, completely demolishing these houses. Thank God that's not your house. It's also changing the weather. It's starting to get into dark weather, and I'm just going to sit here and let y'all kind of look at this tornado while I change the time, because it is getting a little dark. So yeah, that's pretty insane. Eventually it will die off. It's not going to go forever. So eventually it will die off out there. It's just gonna keep going, and then eventually it will die off like a normal tornado. But I believe that is a category 1 tornado. Not 100% sure, but yeah, it will die off. It looks pretty big. But let's go ahead and fly back over here real quick, because I need my command for the bigger tornadoes. So we have category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't think you can go above 5. I guess we could try. Let's try to go above 5, and let's see what it is. So if we do this command /MW spawn tornado, and then we would type the number of the tornado. So if you wanted to do tornado 1, that would spawn a category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, or category 5. Let's try category 6, because I've never really tried it. I don't know if there's more than a category 6, so let's try that. And ooh, it looks like we can do it. So we can spawn in a category 6, or can we not? I don't think we can. Let's try it. Let's try category 5. Does it spawn in a category 5? Oh, there we go. Okay, so maybe category 6 doesn't work, but here is a category 5 tornado. Holy crap, look at the vortex on this thing. It hasn't even formed yet, and I believe it is coming my way. So it hasn't really formed yet. It's starting to form, starting to pick up some blocks with it, and you can tell that it is slowly forming. Let's see where it goes, and we will follow it. But you can see blocks starting to fly, and it just gets crazy. And oh my gosh, I think it's coming towards me. I think it is. Either that or it's just getting bigger. I can't even tell. Yeah, it is getting bigger. It's getting both. But this is a category 5 tornado, absolutely ginormous, and it is still forming as we speak. This thing obviously takes a little bit longer to form than the others because it's a lot bigger, and it's just freaking huge. It's like the others, but it just has a ginormous vortex. So if we go into like the middle of this, I don't know if y'all can hear, I doubt y'all hear the wind speeds, but it also throws things around a lot more violently. So you can tell that the blocks are flying a lot faster, the animals are flying a lot faster, everything's just a lot more powerful, and you can tell that it does slowly rip off the stuff of trees and stuff. If we go ahead and closely pay attention to that. Sorry, I don't know, I'm like skipping words, but yeah, this thing is ginormous, also with the awesome sounds that are being incorporated into it, and it will keep getting bigger, and I believe it will just I think this is actually the biggest size. Yeah, I think it is. So I think it's just going to stay like this. It will just keep moving through your world. This one's being weird. It's not moving very fast, obviously, because it's huge. I don't think it wants to move very fast, but I do notice that my frame rate is dropping just a tad bit because of this ginormous tornado. But guys, that is going to be about it for the weather and tornado mod. I'm going to leave this awesome tornado in the background for you. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can see that it's even taking blocks out from here, I believe, or I think that was from the previous tornado. I don't know. There's something coming off the ground. There's leaves or something. Yeah, you can see the leaves in the background. And I'm going to end off this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Ratings are definitely appreciated of this awesome tornado and weather mod. Extreme awesome weathers that are incorporated into Minecraft. Hopefully. And by the way, the spawning rate for these tornadoes, I believe it's every 10 days that a tornado should spawn somewhere in your Minecraft world, I believe. I believe it's like 10 to 15 days that a tornado will spawn in. Totally forgot to tell y'all that. But 10 to 15 days, a tornado should spawn somewhere in your Minecraft world. naturally, unless you want to spawn in by yourself. But anyways, guys, that's going to be about it. Ratings definitely appreciated. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you to Unspeakable Gaming, and hopefully you will come and subscribe. And you can tell that there's a whole bunch of blocks landing around me because the tornado is starting to die out. But anyways, guys, that is going to be about it. I'm gonna quit my rumbling because I'm just wasting y'all's time about now. That's going to be about it. I'm Unspeakable Gaming, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.